Let's start out by correcting a small error I made in one of the earlier videos, and that is, of course, when I save stuff to the local storage right now as current user, the username should actually be username here, because I need to be able to retrieve this again as an actual user. And that's what we're actually doing. So I'm just changing this to username and inside the auth service TS file, because if we go to the top toolbar component, I'm actually specifying that what I pull out from current user is actually a real user. And a real user, he has a username. He doesn't have a name available anywhere, so it has to be the same name here. Username has to be the same as the one you're storing in the local storage. When that is done, just to make sure that everything is working, go into your course planner and just sign out and sign back in, because then we have cleared the local storage and you don't have an invalid value stored inside your local storage. So that was kind of just the goal here, to make sure that you actually have stored the real value, because we want to show the name of the user logged in now. That's the goal of the lesson as well. So I also want to change this into a beautiful menu. By the way, if you're in doubt, we're at version 28 right now. So let's go and change this into a menu. What I want to do is I want to go into the Angular material set, the components. I want to grab this entire set of code right here, which is from a menu in the navigation set, and I'm just grabbing the HTML here and I'm going to paste that into our code. So I'm going into the top toolbar component HTML file where we just defined a button last time, and I'm going to paste all that code in right below the button, because I want this button to be shown only when there's actually a user available. So I'm just grabbing that from the old button. So what do we want in here? Well, I want to show some kind of icon. We could have used this one that's already available from the Google set, but I'm going to make my own one from the Font Awesome set. So I'm adding a FA here, adding the name equal the name of the Font Awesome icon I'm going to bring in here now. So let's go and find Font Awesome, and I found a pretty cool icon here called ellipsis V. That's the one we're going to use. So we want that to show over here. So I'm going to paste that icon in here like this, and now you see this beautiful ellipsis here. Actually, it doesn't show the icon yet, and the reason it doesn't show the icon is because I missed my square brackets. Now remember, Angular is pretty sensitive about these things, so you have to remember now the icon is here, and I can actually click and see the menu how it looks right now. So that seems to be working. Let's go down, and now we'll go in and change the icons. I don't want the top icon, that's not interesting right now. I want only two right now. One is going to have just a user here. It's just going to show there's a user available, and right now I'm just going to do it very simply. So I just want to add like this. I just want to explain to it that it's going to be a user that we're going to show here, and the user is going to be, you guessed it, me. The name of the user logged in right now. So what I'm going to do here, so I'm going to say user.name, username, sorry. Now, one thing you have to know is this span should not be shown unless there's a user available. So we're going to add this down here as well. We're going to say ngIf, only if there's a user available, show the text. If you don't do this, you'll get an null pointer exception, actually, an exception that no user is available. So you have to remember to put that in there as well. The second one down here is actually going to be my actual logout button. So this is going to be the actual button. Now we're going to add the icon first of logout, like the one we have up here. So I'm just going to grab this right here, pasting it down here, and then here we're going to write logout or sign out, just like we're saying right here, pasting that in here. And the last thing I want to do is actually move the click event from up here to the button down here. Now that's all I had to do. Now I should actually have sign out inside a new menu button. So it removes itself from here, and I can click now, and I can see lbuilder is logged in, and I can sign out. I can go back to the page, and now it only shows the sign in button. When I press sign in, I'm going to the login page. I can say lbuilder123, sign in, and now it actually has this menu again, right? So that's how you can make a menu. Sorry for wasting your time there, but if you feel that was a waste of time, but that's how you can change the buttons in the layout. Good luck, see you next time, have fun.